Welcome back to the next session of pointers. So in the pointers last session we have discussed about the pointer operator and address of operator. The address of operator that we have discussed in the last class with the syntax and example is basically used to find the address of the operand. So it's one of the kind of a unary operator that we have seen. So in today's session we will discuss about the next operator that is called as indirection operator, which is asterisk. Now you can ask me, sir, we have discussed this asterisk operator in the pointer declaration. Yes, of course, there are two phases of this pointer operator or indirection operator depending upon the situation where it has been used and where it has to be used. The work of this pointer operator or indirection operator will be exhibited. So let us jump into the session and discuss what the indirection operator is all about. So an indirection operator is an unary operator that returns the value stored at a particular address pointing by the pointer. So what it will do? It will return the value stored. Please remember this particular point. What it returns? It returns the value. Okay, that's the key point or bird's eye view that you need to take from this indirection operator, that is called as value stored in that particular address. So value which is stored in that address will be returned by the indirection operator. Sir, what is the value stored at that address? We will take example and let you know how the value at that particular address can be accessed by using the indirection operator. So here the operand is a pointer variable, not a normal variable. It will be a pointer variable onto which the indirection operator will be working on. Example, integer type of variable x has been declared and initialized to the value called 10. So x has been declared and initialized to value called 10. There is a pointer declaration and initialization in the same line. We have not split the two parts of it. We have combined the two parts, that is declaration and initialization, in the same statement. So integer type of pointer PTR is assigned to the address of x. So suppose if the address of x happens to be 0x5FO55552 is the address where the x is residing, then the PTR will store that address of x. So now if I perform the operation cout PTR, then it will display me the output, that is the address of what is the value stored at the PTR. The value at PTR is the address of x where the x is residing, that will be stored. Now next time when I write another time the pointer operator, it will now act like an indirection operator. See, the first time when it is declared with the data type, when it happens with the data type, it is called as a pointer declaration or pointer declaration and initialization in this particular example. Now next time when we take the pointer operator, it acts like an indirection operator, that is asterisk coming for the second time will act like an indirection operator. So what is the purpose of the indirection operator? What is the functionality of it? It returns the value stored at the address. Okay. Now what is the value stored at the address of PTR? So address of PTR is nothing but what it is, 0x5FO, 0FF2. The value stored at this particular is 10. That is x value will be returned, that is equals to 10. So that's the functionality of the indirection operator. It returns the value stored at the particular pointer. So now PTR can also be used to change and display the value of x. So this can act like a disadvantage or advantage of the pointers. So many pointers concepts are been removed in the later versions of programming language such like Java, because once the pointer has the address of any variable, it can change the value of the particular variable, which is against the security reasons. Okay. So let us take another example and understand in a better way how the indirection operator is going to work. Variable x has been declared and initialized to the value called 12. So 12 is the latest value. We'll see what changes will be done later. X has been declared and initialized to 10. This is R value of x. Now the L value, that is the address of the x, is given as or assumed as 1000. Now in the next statement we have a pointer declaration PTR. So PTR is equals to address of x. So PTR is equals to address of x, that is address of x is nothing but 1000. So PTR stores the value called 1000 by the statement of PTR is equals to address of x. Now the next time, see the PTR is already declared with the data type, it acts like a pointer operator. Now next time when the pointer is coming with a pointer operator, it acts like an indirection operator, or the second time when you see the asterisk, it happens to be the pointer operator instead of pointer operator, it happens to be the indirection operator. So asterisk PTR is equals to 5. So the changes will be done to the address of PTR. What is the address of PTR? PTR L value or the address that is stored in the PTR is 1000. So 1000's value will be changed into 5. So what is the value at the 1000? 12 will be changed to value called 5. That is how the indirection operator will work. Indirection operator will change the value at the particular address or access the value at the particular address. Taking another example to understand even in a better way, we have a character type of variable ch initialized to a. So a is the value that has been given by the initialization statement ch is equals to a. So in the next statement we have char, a pointer declaration, name of the pointer is q. So q is been declared and it will be initialized. Q is equals to address of ch. So address of operator ampersand will give the address of ch. What is the address of ch? 4000. So q stores the value called 4000 by this statement. In the next statement, what we are saying? We are saying value at q. What is the q value? Q is having 4000, which is not a value actually, it is an address. So it will take us to 4000 address, and where the value what is been stored is been changed, okay, by this statement. Value at q is equals to z. A will be interchanged and the latest value of ch will become z by this statement. This is called as the indirection operator. It takes to the another direction or takes to the direction of the address where the particular values are been stored. Next statement, we are declaring a pointer called p and we are assigning p is equals to q. That means what is the value of q? Q's value is 4000, then p will also get 4000 by this statement. So the right hand side has a value 4000. Now p and q both points to the ch variable by this statement. So two pointer or n number of pointers can point to a same variable or a single variable, that can also be done. So that's about the indirection operator. The next subtopic is the pointer arithmetic. Now you have studied the arithmetic in mathematics. The arithmetic means the first thing that gets into your mind is addition, subtraction, or some of them can tell me multiplication, division. When I consider in terms of programming, I even tell addition, subtraction, multiplication and division are the arithmetical operators, including modulus that gives us the remainder of the division process. Now when we talk about pointer arithmetic, two pointer operations can be valid on the pointers, that is addition and subtraction. Now how the addition and subtraction is done in the arithmetic, this is quite different than the arithmetic what we have learnt in mathematics. Here the arithmetic that we are going to implement, addition and subtraction, will differ depending upon the data type. So the data type, what type of value the variable is storing, or what data type the variable is belonging to, depending upon that, the addition of the pointer or the subtraction of the pointer will differ. How it will differ, we will discuss it. So these operations can be performed. So the next thing is how it is performed. See, when we add something to the pointer, for example, we add 1 to a pointer. What will happen? Suppose you add 1 to a variable in mathematics or in computer science. If a value is 10 and you say a is equals to a plus 1, that is 10 plus 1 is equals to 11. But this doesn't work out with the pointers. So instead, pointers will have different operation. Actually, we are adding the size of the data type in bytes. Now, what is this size in data type in bytes means? So, size in data type in bytes means that the data type, how much amount of memory space does the data type is occupying in the memory. Now, when we talk about integer in the data type, I say integer will occupy 2 bytes of memory space, or depending upon the compiler, high-end compiler, it occupies 4 bytes of memory space. Now, when I talk about float, you say 4 bytes of memory space is been occupied by float. Then when I talk about double, you say 8 bytes of memory space. Okay. Similarly, depending upon the data type, you will tell me the size of the data type in bytes. Okay. That example we have taken. So, the pointer is pointing to will decrease by its size of its data type. Now, what do you mean by this? Considering only one example, we will try to explain it in a better way. So, a pointer has been declared. The name of the pointer is x belonging to integer type. Now, how many bytes of memory space is been allocated? 2 bytes of memory space is been allocated. Okay. So, x, I will have an operation called x plus plus. So, on whom I am performing the operation plus plus? Okay, add by 1, that is increase by 1 on a pointer. Keep this in mind. It's not a normal variable. It's a pointer on which I am going to perform this operation. So, if the address of x is 1000, then x plus plus statement will increase x by 2. That is nothing but size of int in bytes. So, how much amount of memory space does the x will occupy into the memory? X will occupy 2 bytes of memory space. So, x plus plus will not increase it by 1. Instead, it will increase by the size of integer data type or int data type in the memory. So, we have told you already the size of int data type in the memory is 2 bytes. So, x will be increased by 2 and it makes the 1000 as 1002, not 1000 as 1. That is in the mathematics that you have going to get. That's the difference between pointer arithmetic. So, it will increase by 2 bytes if it is integer. It will increase by 4 bytes if it is float. Okay, if it is in double, it will increase by 8 bytes. Like that, depending upon the data type, increase by the data type value will be done in the pointer arithmetic. So, here 1002 will be pointing to the next variable, whatever may be the variable, it will be pointing to. So, the decrease by 1 will make it back by 2 bytes if it is integer. If it is float, 4 bytes of memory space will be decreased. So, we have 2 operations that we can perform, that is addition and subtraction. We have taken an example of addition. Okay, when we add it by integer type, it will increase by 2. Okay, if it is subtract, it will decrease by 2. Similarly, floating type of variable, if you take add by 1, it will increase by 4 bytes. Decrease by 1, it will go back to the 4 bytes. That's about the pointer arithmetic. Now, considering the pointer arithmetic, how can we assume or how can we say what are the operations that can be performed on a pointer? So, pointers can perform various operations on its pointer variable. So, the following are the examples or the following are the operations that you can perform on the pointers. So, adding an integer value to a pointer is also possible. Integer value in the sense, so the value that is increased by the integer data type, that is by 1, by 2, by 3, by 4. Let us consider an example and see how the increase by arithmetic or adding integer value is be done. Considering an array, array subscript begins with 0 and moves till n minus 1. Total size of the array is 10. So the first statement that I write, P is equals to address of A of 2. So P will be pointing to this particular address. Whatever may be the address, will not be worrying about the address. The next statement I say Q is equals to P plus 3. So it will not be increasing by 1 or 2 in the size, because if I consider the pointer of integer type, it will not increase by value of whatever is stored. Suppose 10 is stored over here, it will not increase by 11. So instead it will move 3 places, that is 2 bytes, 2 bytes and 2 bytes, totally 6 bytes, because plus 3 means increase by 3 steps of integer type. That means increase 2 bytes, 2 bytes, 2 bytes, that is 2 bytes 3 times. That is the value of Q. Now P is equals to P plus 6. Actually the shorthand statement has been written, P plus is equals to 6. How can we say it? P is equals to P plus 6. What is the value of P? This is the value of P. Okay, what is we have taken? So it will increase 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now it is pointing to the 8. It is not moving by 1 byte. Okay, it is moving by 12 bytes or pointing to the next memory allocation. Similarly, that will happen with the subtracting of the pointer. So when I increase or decrease, that will happen. So P is equals to address of 8. So if I say Q is equals to P minus 3, it will move 3 steps back. So if I say P is equals to P minus 6, okay, it will move 3 steps back and it will be pointing to the 2. So this kind of operations that we can perform. So examples are not very much important. So you need to understand the concept. So even in the same way, comparison of 2 pointers, okay, that is value stored at 2 pointers can also be compared. Subtracting 1 pointer from another pointer, that is values which are stored under 1 pointer to the another pointer, can also be done. Implies if it is pointing to the same array or same type of array. So assigning 1 pointer to the another pointer, we have seen already example. Assigning 1 pointer to the another pointer can also be done if they are belonging to the same data type. That's about the operation that we can perform. Now coming to the next subtopic, that is operations that cannot be performed on the pointers. So the operations that can be performed on the pointers was asked for 3 marks in the annual examination. So next is the operations that cannot be performed on the pointers are adding 2 pointers, that is addresses of 2 pointers, subtracting 1 pointer from the another pointer if they are not belonging to the same array or same type. Multiplication is not possible, division is not possible. So these are the operations that are not possible. So next class we will see how the pointers and arrays are related to each other and how they are moving. So I have seen the example of adding the pointers, subtracting the pointers. So similarly, pointers and arrays, how they are related, we will see it in brief about it. Thank you.